Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My feed has been blowing up with David and Celeste Hernandez. So of course I had to look at their Synastry chart. And let me tell you, this was filled with the energies of abuse, predator, and victimhood. And of course I have to layer in the asteroids and some fixed stars in this case because they really added to the story and the energies between the two of them. So I'm going to get started. His Dejanira and Megara conjuncts her sun. So in this case, she became a victim. Her light wasn't hers. It was a target because Megara is there and she's one of the fates. This brings aggression and punishment. And she's holding hands with Dejanira, the classic victim asteroid. So this combo is a huge red flag, and it screams danger because he didn't see her as a person. He saw her as something that he could exploit. Now, in his natal chart, he's got the planet Jupiter conjuncting the asteroid Toro. And Toro has to do with aggression, bossiness, and becoming a bully. And since Jupiter is there, it's the largest planet in the solar system, so it magnifies these energies and makes it much stronger. Now, with his sun, it's conjuncting his Mercury at 1 degree. That's really close, and it's called a combust. And when you have a sun and Mercury conjunction that close at 1 degree, it can short circuit the thinking processes because that's what Mercury rules. It could become scorched by the solar energy. So that also plays into his chart and the energies between the two of them. His Neptune is conjuncting her Nessus, and that is the asteroid of abuse. This is the illusion of love masking abuse. Neptune fogs up everything. So it made her think that she was seeing romance or safety. But the predator was right there holding hands with Neptune, and that's Nessus. And Neptune can blind you until it's too late. His natal Mars, his Nessus, and Chiron are all together. And Mars is the fire here, the aggression and the anger. And with Nessus and Chiron in the mix, this seals it. He turns his own pain into harm against others. It's the wounded predator archetype. He doesn't just hurt or abuse, he drags others into his underworld. Because Mars is the lower octave of Pluto, which ties into his asteroid Agamemnon and Proserpina conjuncting her north node. He stamped homicide, allegedly, and abduction into her life path because Proserpina, she was dragged into the underworld by force, by Pluto. And the North Node is going to be the theme of this relationship for her, or the destiny of her life. Now, people are going to remember this whole relationship that's filled with sudden homicide and has to do with Agamemnon. When he returned from the Trojan War, he was unalived. So, back to Proserpina. Like I said, she was dragged into the depths of hell by Pluto. She was the unwilling bride, and there's force here and possible sexual abuse on the extreme side. You know what I mean. I don't want to have to say that word. Because his Persephone and Bat and Kados, the fixed star, is conjuncting his north node natally. So he's literally living out all of the abductor archetype as his destiny. His path is literally Persephone, underworld energy. And now we have the fixed star Bat and Kados also conjuncting his north node. The universe literally wired him to be the one who drags someone against their will into his underworld, the underworld energy. Now, all fixed stars have a duality to them, but in this case with Bat and Kados, there's there's abduction by force, there's violence involved, and it also ties into the rest of the energies in the chart. But Batten Kados also has the energies of deceit or being associated with people who are deceitful. So this can mean that there's other people involved in this homicide. Now, this is huge as well because it's tying into everything else. Her Pholus conjuncts his Ixion and Requiem. That's like striking a match in a room full of gunpowder because Pholus explodes whatever it touches. And here it's tied to Ixion, the unaliving asteroid, the energy, and also her Pholus is conjuncting his Requiem, and that is tied to the funeral for the dead. The funeral bell is ringing here. Now, his Saturn, ancient ruler of death, is conjuncting her Requiem. So now you've got a funeral that's doubled. It's sealed. It's carved into a headstone. And here we have more death markers involved now. His Lachesis is conjuncting her Pluto. Lachesis is one of the Greek fates, the one who decides how long someone is going to live. Her Pluto gives her power here. So she fought back and she refused to go quietly. But Lachesis doesn't play fair and she decides who lives and who dies. And also, he groomed her sexually. His Uranus and Groom conjuncts her Lilith, the shadow side and the raw sexuality. Her Uranus and Jupiter conjuncts his fixed star sheet. This is explosive, unpredictable because of Uranus, and violent energy. And it's magnified because of Jupiter. Now also, the fixed star sheet, that brings violence and great misfortune. And this would also coincide with the rest of this chart, especially the fixed star Batten Kados conjuncting his North Node. So this is going to be the theme, one of the themes, or what people are going to remember him by ultimately. It just gets more and more dark and toxic because his Apophis is conjuncting her South Node. This is straight up chaos and destruction. With Proserpina and Persephone in the mix, she's the girl dragged into the underworld, like I said, and she's locked in his dark orbit. So this isn't just abduction, it's collapse, it's devastation and scorched endings. Which reminds me of his Sun conjuncting his Mercury. And that song, what's it called? Romantic Homicide? To me, that's really highly coincides with the energy of his Mercury conjuncting his Sun, because Mercury is thinking, talking, and writing. So in this case, she stepped into his storm, this chaotic, destructive storm. That's Apophis. And storms like this, they don't end gently. Apophis on the South Node, this is a karmic sort of contract going on here. Now here's a goosebump moment for you. Her Tesla asteroid, it conjuncts her Mercury in her natal chart, and she was found in his car, which was a Tesla. So Mercury is the planet of communication and also travel, and Mercury rules vehicles. And also, there's this Mercury-Sun conjunction, like I said, and there's Nessus involved, and Toro, and all these other asteroids came together and formed a picture that leads me to believe that Celeste deserves justice. And I hope that the authorities, they figure it out. So that's all I have today. And I will be back soon with other synastry charts. And if you need a synastry chart or a natal chart or a transit, I'm available. And all of the information is in my description box. Have a nice day.